Hey everybody, welcome back. Yeah, I teased this video, I don't know, a couple of videos in a row, and finally Wednesday, and uh, the box that I was waiting for landed on my doorstep. So yeah, I'm gonna go through some of the books that I got. Just a few things today, but one thing, the last thing is a monster book, monster. So yeah, stick around and watch for that. I think everyone will. I think if you know about it, I think you're really going to be like, wow, that's big. Um, but starting off, I bought a long box of comics from a friend of mine who I've been friends with for many years, and it's over the weekend. And he had a lot of stuff. So some of the stuff I bought, it's like basically like nearly an entire run of Frank Miller Daredevil, um, a long run of like 80s Avengers, including like first Taskmaster, first cameo of Taskmaster, um, a handful of other things, uh, yeah, including I had a full run of Lone Wolf and Cub from the 80s. This is the Japanese manga that was kind of imported into the U.S. and they distributed it, but with all Frank Miller covers and like brilliant Frank Miller covers, like Frank Miller at the height of his powers type covers. Really great stuff. And I sold these comics to him years ago, 30 years ago, and he still had the full run. So I was happy to get those back. And um, yeah, so I got the long box back. I paid I paid him fairly. In fact, I think I probably paid him more uh, than I should have, honestly, because he's a friend. When I got him back and I'm looking through the grades, it's yeah, the the value is probably there, but like barely there for raw books. I don't know. Uh, so yeah, when you're doing something like that, buying a full long box, what I like to do is, I mean, certain books that I want to keep, no question. But other books that I'm like the Avengers and stuff that I'm not really that interested in, and I would like to sell those. But I think in given value, there's not a lot of value there. But I did pull out a few things that I wanted to talk about. One of the things he had is this trade paperback, this of Ice Cream Man. Um, I always wanted to read Ice Cream Man, but it's like really expensive now to get into it. And so this is kind of cool that he had this. I you know just asked him to throw it in with the box. Again, he's trying to consolidate, get rid of a bunch of his old comics. So he was happy to just get rid of this. This one uh, being the trade paperback. It's really just a reading copy, but it's great because I've really wanted to read Ice Cream Man. I've heard so many good things about it. But picked up a couple of. There were a couple of older comics that he had in there that are in really good shape. So just wanted to show those. So Daredevil 65, 15 cents Daredevil. Again, he had a lot of Daredevil. But this one's in really good condition, and I think I'm going to send it off to Ron at Palm Beach Presser, and I think this is going to go to CGC, and I believe this is going to be sold. It's probably going up on eBay. Uh, uh, yeah, it's the Frank Miller Daredevils. I think I'm going to keep uh, quite a few of those, but I don't think I'm keeping uh, all of those. And then the other one is this kind of a iconic cover. Yeah, Fantastic Four 112, the uh, Hulk and Thing, still in good shape. There is some spine wear, some spine ticks, and some stuff. But the cover itself presents really nice. There is this horrible tape pull, unfortunate on the front, but still, I think this is worth sending off to Ron at Palm Beach Presser and uh, getting it cleaned and pressed and then sending it in. Um, yeah, I mean, it's a beautiful cover, and I think it's one that people kind of immediately recognize as anytime Hulk and Thing are fighting it, early on. I think that's something that people collect and people really want. Uh, then I got a couple things, couple mail. These are unboxing. The first is not a huge book, but I think it's something really cool, packaged very well. So we'll just open this one together. And then the last one is the enormous book. That's the one where I'll talk about it a little bit. But baby knife, Mike Jones Knife and Tool from Canada, makes great knives, and got this beautiful sharp baby knife that I use for opening basically every package. And again, packaged well, Gemini style mailer. And, yep, great deal of care taken. Put into a nice little bag, reinforced. Uh, yeah, uh, JHU comic books packaged this very well. Thank you, JHU. And yeah, this is in really good shape. Wow. So cool. So this is Flaming Carrot number 27. I did not pay $30 for this. But this was up on eBay. But this is a Flaming Carrot with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles on the cover, and this is a Todd McFarlane cover. So this is one of those McFarlane covers that maybe people don't really think about when they think about McFarlane, but really notable because it's Todd McFarlane drawing Flaming Carrot and the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So yeah, really cool, really great shape on this too. So yeah, really happy to have that one. Not a major key or anything, but still, anytime you get into any early McFarlane work, yeah, and especially when he's doing like weird characters that he normally wouldn't, uh, like TMNT or Flaming Carrot. I mean, who would think? Um, anyway, I thought that one was notable, and I would share that. And then there is this. It's excuse me, sorry. Single slab, packaged obviously very well, and yeah, was from Bry's Comics. Shout out to bryscomics.com. Bry makes YouTube videos, but he also sells comics. Good dude. I've bought quite a few comics from him. A lot of slabs from him, but I think he's really, really fair in his prices. And the other thing is he takes Shop Pay, the app, which allows you to pay over time. And uh, if you don't extend the payments for too long, it's like payment plan same as cash, which is what I did, because this is, like I said, it's a big package, super well boxed inside of a box, as you always get from Bry. Uh, yeah, nice USPS mail inside of a major box, and then all carefully, carefully reinforced on the inside. Yes, I'm aware that this is taking some time, but please bear with me. It's going to be worth it, I promise you. Beyond packaging, beyond. And let's look at that. Wow, wow, wow. So, this is I would say, without question, um, one of the top 10 Golden Age horror covers. Um, and there's a story behind it, but let's reveal the book right away. It's from 1953, and this is a Don Heck cover, and it is this. Horrific number 3. Uh, Legendary cover. Most people in most people are very familiar with this cover if you're familiar with Golden Age horror. Um, there's a story behind this. Obviously, the bullet hole in the head is is the big selling point on this, um, as all the kind of Golden Age horror is, and then kind of the horrific lettering and things. But this is one. Um, it's in a 3.5, by the way, but 3.5 with off-white pages. So very good for a Golden Age comic. Um, this is recycled artwork. So this artwork actually appeared on from um, War Fury number 1. I believe it's War Fury number 1. And on that cover, there are soldiers who are being killed by Japanese soldiers, and one of them is on his back, and he's been shot in the head, and you can see like full exposed his face with the bullet hole, but it's like upside down, and this face, they just used that same artwork for this, um, but obviously here it's blown up, much larger, and the effect becomes way different when it's blown up and right side up, and it's just like right there in your face like this. This is yeah, you know, horrific. It's a horrific cover, um, and has become kind of iconic as a result, both due to the cover itself being so horrifying and so violent, and the story behind it, that this is recycled art. And so, as a consequence, both of those comics, this and the War Fury number 1, where they got the artwork, um, are highly collectible. And so, uh, yeah, uh, I spent way more money than I wanted to, but I was able to get this on a payment plan. And um, my bonus is getting paid out in March. So when I saw this was up, and Bry had it up, and I knew it was going to be very well packaged, and I could do this on this payment plan. Um, I jumped on it because sometimes when you get something like this, and for what this for this book, that's a pretty good grade. Um, this desirable, you don't get these very often. There are not many of these left. I mean, I've talked multiple times about Golden Age books, and specifically really collectible Golden Age comics, in high grade, unrestored, and complete with cover attached and everything. Um, there are not a lot of them left. I mean, and they're very, very precious, and uh, somebody should take care of these things. Like all the stuff I have behind me, that on the wall there, that's all Golden Age stuff. And I've talked many times about this, that you are, when it comes to these Golden Age or big Silver Age keys, you're not only the owner of that, you're the custodian of that. Someone's going to own this after you, hopefully. I mean, unless there's a house fire, but I mean, God forbid. You're this might have been owned by 3, 4, 10 people, and was probably owned by some teenager, way back in the 50s, who took care enough of it that it somehow arrived in my hands, is going to be displayed on my wall. And I think the other part to that is, this survived paper drives, staple drives. They're like, after the war, a lot of the, like, even metal was very precious. They were pulling apart magazines and recycling the staples even. And even uh, the panic in 1954, where parents found out about these terrible, horrible, violent covers, and some sexually suggestive covers, and they were burning these comics. And these weren't collectible back then. I mean, people bought comics, but the comics were more like a TV guide, where it was like, yeah, I'll read this and give it to someone else, and someone throw it away at some point, or I'll ride around on my bike with it, rolled up and tucked into my pocket. And somehow this thing, is like, what, 70 plus years later, somehow it survived, and in relatively good shape for that to where I can have it and I can enjoy it and I can show you and we can make a YouTube video. We could talk about it. We could say, "Holy shit, that guy's got a bullet hole in his head in 1952, and they gave that to kids." It's crazy, and it's wonderful. And I'll get off my soapbox now, but it's one of the reasons why I'm such a big believer in Golden Age comics and uh, why I think Golden Age comics and Silver Age keys should be really preserved and hopefully collected by people who are going to take care of them. Uh, and also, it's one of the reasons they're so rare that it I believe these are like large cap stocks, and I think they're not going to see these huge 500% spikes in value that you might see like the flavor of the month that you know a Lobo comic because they announced a movie. That's not going to happen, but it's going to increase in price uh, gradually and predictably over time. And I think, yeah, if you take care of these things, and if at some point you get out of comics, or uh, if you're younger and you have a family or something, I mean, this a lot of people will uh, turn this type of comic into uh, something else. A lot of people will sell this type of stuff and they can buy a house. But anyway, that's what I had for today. I'm going to do a room tour coming up. Kind of preparing for that. I have some short boxes. I'm trying to consolidate into long boxes just because, like, in the room here, kind of on the floor, I've just got like several short boxes stacked and it looks kind of like garbage. Uh, and a lot of, I'm selling a lot of books on eBay, so I had a lot of like slabs stacked in here that I had to, go and organize in a different room. So I'm just getting the place a little bit nicer and kind of right here, right above the light switch. When I have a YouTube subscriber uh, counter. Uh, the channel is still only 35 cents. I've seen he has this, and I was like, wow, that's a really cool thing. So I picked one up, and I'm going to display that if I don't have as many subscribers as he does. But anyway, that's what I have. And then, yeah, again, at 50 subscribers, we're going to do a giveaway, and it's going to be a curated giveaway. So I'm going to uh, talk to whoever wins and see what they really like. And I'm going to make sure whatever I send you is something that you really want in your collection. Um, Again, thank you for subscribing. Please subscribe. Please like, comment, subscribe. If you comment, I will always comment back. I'll always answer your questions. And yeah, thanks again. I hope everyone has a great week. We're at the peak of the week, so to speak, here at Wednesday. Everything is only going to get better from here. So again, I hope everyone's doing well, and I'll see you again soon.